What's good, y'all? This is Chris Nelson once again, and just enjoying the outside life here in Delaware County, Morton, PA. 5 minutes to 12 o'clock. Friday the 13th will be over, but there's a full moon night or partial full moon tonight. I think it says it's a lunar eclipse too, I think, coming up real soon. Actually, yeah, in a couple of days. There's a lunar eclipse coming up in a couple of days. I wanted to really just, I want to talk about manifestation. I'm fairly new to it still, and a lot of things is happening in my life that I'm very grateful and thankful for. And for one, turning 41 years old on the 20th of April this year, 2022. It's been very significant thus far. This whole year thus far has been coming up. This whole year in 4 months, or actually in 5 months now, has been very significant. And one of those significant things that I feel is that every time my born day comes up and Stevie Wonder's born day comes up, it falls on the same day. And what I mean by that is this. So my born day was on Friday, April 29th. Today is Friday the 13th, May 13th, on Friday. So every time I come first in terms of my birthday, Stevie comes on the same day. It doesn't matter what year it is. If it's on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In 2 weeks' time, his birthday comes up on the same day as mine, parallel. And we're both Tauruses. Both Tauruses. So, I give a shout out to Stevie Wonder. I love you, man. And someday, I want to meet you again. I met Stevie Wonder about 3 times. I met him the first time. I told the story last year for his 70th, I think 71st birthday, yeah, born day. So I met him back in when I was in college, back in 2002, I believe. And Quincy Jones was being honored at the time for the Mary Anderson Award. And I stumbled across that Quincy Jones was going to be in town. And I said, wow. I mean, that was the time when I was going out to different places in Philadelphia and trying to get discovered and trying to get signed. I was younger, in my 20s, and just very ambitious. I mean, very, very, very ambitious. And I was at Delaware County Community College at the time, and so I used to drive a lot, and I used to drive a lot in Philly, and went to work and whatnot, so forth, so on. And also at that time, I just started going to different places in Philly to perform. I mean, so when I found out that Quincy Jones was going to be in town, I jumped at the chance to meet him, to try to go meet him, to go see the award show, and actually go see him, be honored. And it said under the headline, all the different stars and people who were coming out to watch Quincy get honored. And one of those people was Stevie Wonder. So Stevie Wonder was being honored that year I think it was about 2000 or 2001 or 2002. Hold on, y'all. People are talking. So about 2001, 2002, Stevie Wonder was being honored. No, sorry. Quincy Jones was being honored that year in Philadelphia. It was at the Marion Theater. No, it was at the Academy Award, the Academy Music, downtown on South Broad Street. So I got up, I jot down, the tickets, and I got the tickets. I bought the tickets, and I found out what day, what time, and this and the third. And this was my first time, ever seeing Quincy Jones in person on stage, and also Stevie Wonder on stage. And I just started loving one of his songs called "Ribbon in the Sky." Right? And so he's driving past and being nosy and shit. So I just started getting to see Wonder more. One of my favorite songs of his is that I used to play a lot and sing a lot, and I practiced a lot, was my very first song of his, "Ribbon in the Sky." So what I did was I went to the Marian Anderson Awards ceremony, and because my mission was to go meet Quincy Jones. The excitement of him working with Michael Jackson and of course Stevie Wonder in terms of with We Are the World and other publications, other musicians and other different types of projects that he did with Stevie Wonder and also with Michael Jackson. So I said, to myself, maybe if he discovers me too, maybe there's a chance, he might like what he hears, right? So, but I found out where he was staying at, and just I had to research, investigate what was going on, so I actually meet him and audition for him on the spot. Because at that time, right, people were still auditioning or singing on the spot, and you got signed, or you got noticed, or you got some type of play, or you got a chance to get to know somebody, or you got a chance to really possibly get signed. Put it that way. And I felt I was confident enough in my abilities at that time, even at the time, that I can sing. I can play a little bit here and there. I wasn't as skilled back then in terms of playing piano the way that I do now. I was still developing them, but I played a long time still because I started playing piano at 6 or 7 years old. So it's not like I was a beginner because I wasn't. I still been playing for a long time, but I wasn't as skilled as I am now. So, but when I started playing, you know what I mean, when I started playing music, and when I discovered, I was confident enough in my voice. I knew that I was eventually going to get better and better and better once I keep practicing, because I'm a very determined person in everything that I do. I'm very, very determined in everything that I do. So I knew eventually I was going to meet people, because that's what I do. I used to do this all the time, go backstages and shit and meet people at concerts and stuff like that, and try to get signed. That was the thing back in the day. You try to get signed back in the day. I guess that was the thing. You know what I mean? That was the thing. So it was no different from Stevie Wonder or Quincy Jones trying to get signed, you know, to his label. At that time, you know, Quincy Jones had this label called Quest Records, and he was also editor in chief of Vibe magazine. So, you know, I'm a very ambitious person. If I wanted something to be done, I did it my way. It's always been that way for me, right? So, back to the story. So, I didn't get a chance to meet Quincy Jones. However, after the whole ceremony, I found out where he was staying at. So I went to the Ritz-Carlton hotel, which is right down the street from the Academy of Music. But I also found out where Stevie was staying at too. So I said, for real? Somebody told me it was a white guy. Told me that Stevie Wonder staying at such and such. I'm not gonna tell you where he was staying at, but he was staying at. Well, actually, whatever. He stayed at. All right, you know what? So he was staying at the Sofitel Hotel, which is located on Sampson Street, like 2 blocks away from the Academy of Music, right? And so I was like, so where's that at? You know what I mean? So somebody told me it was that. I actually went there. I made sure that my car, actually, I think I took the train down there or I drove down there. I'm not really sure. But I remember me going to the Sofitel Hotel one day. This is the same night that Quincy Jones got honored for the Marian Anderson Award. And so I went there, and I met Stevie Wonder's family members. I'm not gonna say who they are, but I met his family members downstairs. And I think one of his sons or cousins, took me upstairs to his room where he was staying at. And like I said to you before, I think a couple of years ago, last year, Stevie Wonder can cuss. He's a cusser. Much like me, I'm a cusser too. But I was like so amazed, so I said, wow, you know, it's good to meet you. It's good to meet you, Mr. Wonder. He said, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm paraphrasing. He said to me, I know you have respect and that's how it is, but people call me Stevie. Just call me Stevie. I said, for real? Stevie? He said, yeah, just call me Stevie. All right, Stevie. So we talked about things. We talked about We Are the World and talked about other things, politics of the time, of that day, and what was going on. He was cussing up a storm. I can't repeat what he said because I forgot what he said, but I do remember him cussing. And so I told him I was a singer, songwriter, musician, and I'm just starting out. But I would love to work with him one day. He said, sure, you know, come stop by tomorrow and I'll hear you sing and this and the third. So I did. I stopped by the next day. I said, you know, he asked me, so are you staying with, are you going to chill with my cousins? I said, yeah, sure. But I had to go to school. You know, I was very, very astute to what I wanted to do, but I also knew I had class at Delaware County to go to. I said, well, he asked me to stay. It's a crazy story. He asked me to stay, you know what I mean, to spend time with his family. And I did for a little bit, but I had to go. I had to go back to school. I had to go to school the next day. I said, well, listen, I'm in school. I got to go catch a class the next day, but I'll come back and I will, you know, connect with you. So he gave me, I think he gave me his hotel number, and I got his cousins and his family members' information too. Pause. This is part one. Give me a second, y'all.